Today, we're diving into a fascinating question. You've got the passion, you've got the training, but what does it really take to build a community organization that actually lasts? It's all about bridging a critical gap, and we're going to explore a new model that's designed to do exactly that.
So let's start with this really simple but honestly super powerful question. What happens after graduation? And I don't mean from college. I mean from a program that teaches you how to build a nonprofit and serve your community. You've got the certificate, you've got the knowledge, you've got all the drive in the world, but what comes next?
And that right there, that's what we're going to call the graduation gap. This is that make or break time, It's where the formal training stops and the very real everyday grind of raising money, managing programs, and actually growing your organization kicks in. It's where theory hits the pavement, and honestly, it can be a really lonely and tough road to walk alone. And look, this isn't just some theory we're talking about. This comes straight from the source. Valerie F. Leonard, who founded nonprofit Utopia, she put it perfectly. She saw with her own eyes that after her courses gave people the essential skills, her alumni, these super passionate community leaders, were just hitting a wall. They needed more. They needed a way to get sustained support to take that next giant leap. So who are we talking about here? Who are these alumni? Well, they're called community healers, and that name is perfect. They're the grassroots leaders on the front lines, the ones working day in and day out to build stronger neighborhoods and create real, lasting change. They're the folks this whole new model is designed for. And we're not talking about a small handful of people. Just since 2023, more than 100 individuals have graduated from Nonprofit Utopia's programs. I mean, think about that for a second. That's over 100 potential agents of change, a whole army for good, already armed with the basics and just needing that little extra push to make a massive impact. And hey, this impact, it's definitely not going unnoticed. Illinois State Senator Lakesia Collins says that everywhere she goes in her district, she meets people who've been through this training. They're learning the crucial stuff, not just how to raise funds or build programs, but also how to navigate those really complex government systems that, let's be honest, are often the key to getting anything done. And to make this even more real, we're not talking about some abstract idea. This is happening on the ground in very specific neighborhoods in Chicago. We're talking North Lawndale, Austin, East and West Garfield Park, and Inglewood. This is a targeted, hyper-local effort to empower the people who actually live there. Okay, so we've identified the problem, that graduation gap, and we've met the people it affects. So the obvious next question is, what's the fix? Well, that leads us right to a brand new kind of support, one designed to give a clear answer for what happens next. So, here it is. It's called Fundraising for Community Healers. And listen, the two words you really need to hear are advanced and ongoing. This is not just another 101 course. It's a dedicated initiative meant to give these graduates the next level skills and the continuous support they need to build real financial muscle and scale up their impact. All right, so that's the what. But what about the how? What does this support actually look like when the rubber meets the road? Let's break down how this program is actually building that bridge over the graduation gap. Okay, so the whole thing is built on 4 key pillars. First, there's that advanced fundraising training to create plans that work in the real world. Next, they get access to GrantStation, which, if you don't know, is a seriously powerful tool for finding grants. The entire curriculum is also lined up with CFRE standards, which is basically the gold standard in the fundraising world. And then, and this might be the most important part, they get personalized one-on-one coaching from experienced leaders from within their own communities. And the way they deliver all this, it's really smart. It's a hybrid model. So you get the flexibility of online training, right? But then you also get these monthly in-person networking sessions. And that is absolutely crucial. Because it's not just about learning stuff on a screen, it's about building real relationships, a real support network with other people who are in the trenches with you. And the support doesn't even stop there. Participants get study materials for that big CFRE exam and even get some help paying for the fees. They get to join peer-led workshops where successful alumni come back and share what actually works. And really strategically, the whole program is designed to line up with the funding priorities of the Illinois Department of Human Services, or IDHS. So the skills they're learning,
They're immediately useful for trying to land that state-level support. All right, so this all sounds amazing, but you gotta ask, how do you actually know if it's working? In the nonprofit world, impact and sustainability are everything. So what does success look like here? How will we know if this new model is the real deal? Well, here's a really concrete, really powerful starting point: $25,000. Each participating organization is challenged to raise at least that much. And look, that's not just some number pulled out of a hat. For a small grassroots organization, 25 grand is an absolute game changer. That's real money for programs, for staff, for making a tangible difference you can see and feel.
And there's a clear timeline for all of this. It's not endless. The program kicks off in late September 2025, classes get going in October, and then bam, that fundraising goal deadline hits on June 30th, 2026. So it's basically a 9-month, all-out sprint of learning, coaching, and actually doing the work. But, it's so important to remember this isn't just about the money. That $25,000, that's the tool. It's not the end goal. The real win here, the true success, is building an organization that can last. One that can stand on its own 2 feet and continue making a profound impact on its community for years and years to come.
So that leaves us with this final big picture thought. We've seen the problem, we've met the people, and we've walked through a really detailed solution. Is this just a great program for a few Chicago neighborhoods? Or are we looking at something bigger? Could this actually be a new blueprint for how we support grassroots change? A model for empowering local leaders to heal and build their own communities from the ground up? It's a pretty powerful idea to think about.